All right, what is up, my friends? We're going to get right into this. But before we get into this, I want to talk about something that I feel like nobody is talking about, and something incredibly important with the law in this case. I think what people don't understand in this situation between Carmelo Anthony, and Austin Metcalf is uh, you cannot respond to non deadly force with deadly force. So if somebody pushes you and tells you to leave, that is non deadly force. Pulling a knife from your backpack, getting it, flipping it open, and stabbing him in the heart is obviously deadly force. Why we are not talking about that is beyond me. Now, sure, if you want to wait for every fact to come out, there's a lot of a lot of interviews and a lot of people telling you what's happened, but if you don't believe them, that's fine. You can wait. But it's clear to me that either people are ignorant to the law, or people just don't understand the law at all, or maybe they're blissfully ignorant. And I think this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I do believe he will be behind bars for, obviously he's a minor, so I don't know if it's going to be, less than 25 or what. Um, I mean, look, anybody who takes a life should be charged as an adult. Period. End of story. You want to do big boy crimes, you're going to get big boy consequences. End of story. End of story. All right. So we're going to get into this video. This makes me so angry. I've had to do this video about 4 times now because it's irking me. Because we're going to listen to this video real quick, and I am getting to the point where there is a blatant prejudice against white people in the courts. And here's why. Before we get into this video, obviously he was released on bond, and he was let go, and we're going to watch the video of him leaving the court. I uploaded a short video of this last night. And let's just go here. Okay, what do we have here? So, a few years ago, we had something that we all know what happened January 6th. I am not part of January 6th. I would not do January 6th. It is pointless. It was useless. I think it was dumb what they did. Not because, they put people in danger. That's ridiculous that they're in danger. But you're not going to change anything by just storming into a political building. That's just, if you want to do real change, I will not say that on YouTube. I think you can catch my drift. But, so, the January Sixers, we know from the title, you can see it's been verified. And this is just a local, I think this is just a local DC news reporter who reported on this. They were denied bail. People who were charged with, let's just say the worst, inciting a riot, were unable to pay bail and leave. But we have somebody who literally just killed somebody, who admitted when they were caught by the police, who admitted that they killed Austin Metcalf, admitted it, and we are letting him go. That's not all. The bond was set at $1 million. When the parents came up and said, we can't pay that, and I guess for some reason they had a GoFundMe or some type of fundraiser for them. I guess it was close to $500,000. I guess they couldn't get it in time to pay, or I don't know the full story. The video we're going to watch will describe that more. But just let go. And they set it down to $250,000. So not only was he allowed to pay the bail to be free until his court date, they lowered the price for him. But we have January 6ers, again, I was not there, do not agree with what happened, who were denied bail for inciting a riot. Killing somebody, inciting a riot. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. I don't know what else you want me to say. So let's just watch this video. They can describe it a little bit better than I can. This is just a local reporting in Texas.
What you're seeing right now is the 17-year-old accused of murder walking out of the Collin County Jail this afternoon after posting bond. Thanks for joining us here at 5 on a Monday. I'm Nicole Baker.
And I'm Doug Dunbar. So let's dive into it. Karmelo Anthony had been in jail since the 2nd of April, accused still today of killing another teenager. That's Austin Metcalf. And that accused killing happened at a track meet at a high school. Today, a judge reduced Anthony's bond from $1 million all the way down to $250,000. J.D. Miles was there for it. He's live for us right now outside the Collin County Jail. Anthony just left. We saw the video. What else do we need to know?
That's right, Doug and Nicole. Just 6 hours or about that much time after a judge lowered his bond, Karmelo Anthony was released. The judge who made the decision warned the accused murderer that if he violates any terms of his probation or tries to leave his home, he will be brought back right here to the Collin County Jail.
Karmelo, do you have anything that you'd like to say to the victim?
Karmelo Anthony emerged from the Collin County Jail 13 days after his arrest for the murder of Austin Metcalf. The high school student had nothing to say as he headed to his parents' home, where he will be confined to an ankle monitor. It's the result of a hearing this morning over whether to lower his bond. The families of both Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf arrived at the Collin County Courthouse this morning with extra security in and around the courtroom. A new defense attorney representing the Frisco teen accused of murder had his client's father testify about his son's character, telling the judge he was a captain of his football and track teams and that he held 2 jobs while in school.
Okay. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? So they're saying, well, he's a captain of his football team and he has 2 jobs. He would never kill somebody. Give me a fucking break, bro.
A student, said Andrew Anthony. Does he have plans to go to college? Yes, sir.
Okay.
And prior to this, what was on his mind was what college he was going to go to. This is a tragedy all the way around for both families.
Anthony, who told Frisco police he stabbed 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet in self-defense after an altercation, sat in a jail jumpsuit and shackles, while prosecutors challenged how the father could not afford the 10% needed for $1 million bond, with an online donation fund that's up to $400,000 and growing. With access to over $400,000, why haven't you bonded him out yet? Asked the prosecutor. We don't have access to that money, replied the father.
It's hard for everybody to be level-headed at a time like this, so that's where we come in. It's our job to be level-headed, to be fact-based, and to follow the truth wherever it leads.
And prosecutors revealed today that Karmelo Anthony was involved in an assault-type altercation at his...
This is important. Listen.
Today that Karmelo Anthony was involved in an assault-type altercation at his school on February 4th that was handled internally by the school district. Other than that, he has an unblemished record, which is probably one of the reasons why the judge agreed to lower his bond. Live in McKinney.
All right. I don't know how to end this video without getting nuked off this platform. I've made this video several times, and I feel like the videos I've made would be instantly nuked off this platform. So the last thing I'm going to say about this situation, and I'm going to make more videos about this, what's going on, but just this video. Um, Statistics don't lie. Stats do not lie. Facts do not lie. If you want to go to a 3-letter agency on their, website and look up crime data, you're going to see a certain group of people who commit a lot of crime, but don't make up more than 13% of the population. I think it's understandable why people might be taking the side of Austin Metcalf. And you can take all of those data points and throw them away. I think it's still incredibly fair to take the side of Austin Metcalf. We have seen the facts come out. We have seen the interviews of the people who were there come out. And everything points to this was clearly, unjustifiably a murder. For me, what probably happened, they were on their bleachers. They had a canopy over them. Karmelo Anthony came in. He was not on their team. And Austin Metcalf said, "Please leave." And he did not leave. So he probably, put his arm on him or whatever and said, "Dude, get away, please leave." And Karmelo Anthony decided to take the time to get his backpack off, pull out a knife, all that time to think about his consequences, what could happen here, and to just stab him in the heart. So you're telling me from when he's going into his backpack, grabbing it, those 10 seconds, that Austin Metcalf didn't do anything? He just... Because what they would have you believe is they were getting in a scuffle. They were fighting, they were punching each other, and he grabbed his backpack and stabbed him in the heart. But in reality, he probably said, "Get out, leave, this is not your area." Then he probably went to his backpack and said, "Screw this guy." He probably got disrespected for being told to leave, whatever, that's fine. Got the knife and stabbed him. Completely unjustifiably. That's all I have.